What is education? Is it desks in a line? Is it reading from a textbook? Or should it be something more?
St. Mary's is a really special place, and it's hard to understand that unless you visit, unless you spend time here.
And the kids here are just wonderful.
It makes teaching easy because they want to learn and they're very respectful.
They care about each other, they know how to collaborate and work together, they know how to figure out complex problems.
They respond to enthusiasm and they develop their own enthusiasm, which is something that I feed off as a teacher.
We care for them as a whole, as an individual. It's not just about my subject. We care about all parts of that student.
One of the benefits of our project-based learning program in the middle school is that students are able to take what they're learning and make something really creative and inventive and exciting, and they're also very invested in it because it's real to them.
The students really get involved and get to learn problem solving through a hands-on approach. Through our mod system, they can take an engineering class and see if it's for them, but then maybe realize that they want to do something a little more creative and then take some art classes and find out that architecture might be their thing.
This is education for the 21st century. Our program is designed to teach people to think outside the box.
This year we have students from 11 different countries, plus all of our American students, so we're an international campus. Students learn from each other. Local students learn from students who come to go to school here. In the classrooms, they really add to what is happening, and that benefits the local students.
A great education is more than just what happens inside the classroom. It's what happens when students learn about competition, about teamwork, about how to win and how to lose. It's about learning how to become who they need to become. I think what's most important about this is that you know that kid sitting in front of you, you see them as an individual, and you understand that you can have an impact on their life and inspire them to find out something about themselves that they didn't know existed, and that they can leave the school and they can go off and do some great things with their lives, whatever that may be. I feel like we're doing something pretty special and spectacular at this place. It's so inspiring, not only for myself, these students, but for everybody who works here, for everybody who comes here. To be part of St. Mary's is something that is truly extraordinary.
Hello and welcome. Sorry, I'm running a little bit late tonight, folks. Sometimes life will get me a little bit, catch up with me from time to time. Welcome to this live video streaming event on Table Rock Sports Productions. I'm Boomer Marshall alongside Caleb Franklin, who'll be on the video tonight. Well, welcome to the Lithia Superstore Game of the Week, powered by U.S. Cellular at Siskiyou. We have the Lady Crusaders of St. Mary's, the visiting team, taking on the Lady Challengers of Cascade Christian. Here, no score early, 0-0. I think it was last week, KK, that Riker Rothfuss had 5 goals and a big key win for that. And there's a shot and good offensive attack there by the Lady Challengers, but St. Mary's won 7-1 over Rogue River, who was also a top 10 team at the time. And Rothfuss had almost a double hat trick. She had 5. And so this Lady Crusaders team, I know highly powered and highly touted. Don't know a whole bunch about Cascade Christian up to this point. But I figure we'll get a good chance to see what they're all about today. Cascade Christian is in black with the gold or yellow letters. The Lady Crusaders and their away whites, they're navy blue. Cascade will control and St. Mary's takes over, trying to mount something going forward. Ball will be placed close to out and is out. A throw in now for the Lady Crusaders. Reese Wright it looked like Reese Wright to throw the ball in. And it is Reese, or maybe not. It's a lot nicer when we're on that big field next door, Caleb. We're on field 13 here. So kind of an outlying field away from the 2 big fields here at U.S. Cellular Park. But I believe this is where Cascade Christian boys and girls play their home games. So you see a couple of home of Cascade Christian, or CCHS, on the sign there across the way. And how about this? I think it was the St. Mary's boys soccer team. Cascade Christian goes out wide here, trying to get something going. There's a nice cross in front. Keeper there, though, for the Lady Crusaders. But St. Mary's football team's on the big field next door. St. Mary's soccer team on the big field next door. And then on the far side, on that baseball field, was Cascade Christian's high school team. So it's like the University of Private Schools with all the action going on here today from Cascade Christian and St. Mary's. There's a nice touch from Riker that we touched on, who had 5 goals in a match against Rogue River. I think that was about a week ago, wasn't it? On a Saturday? Yeah. So maybe, just shy of a week. Ooh, and there's a nice ball. Trying to track it down is Brennan. Brennan gets there. And there's a nice cross played into the box. St. Mary's just couldn't control it on the first touch. I think that was Rothfuss, and St. Mary's will play it out, and the Lady Challengers will have a throw-in. We get started right at 4K. Okay. So, yeah, about 16 minutes of the way through, we've seen the Lady Crusaders high-powered offensively, so possession here in the few minutes that I've seen for both teams, and Cascade with a couple more runs and opportunities than St. Mary's up to this point, so... And how do you how do you go without saying in the opening remarks, this is a rivalry game. These kids are from Medford. They're not North and South public schools, but bitter rivals going way back in the city. So remember, St. Mary's and Cascade were around before South Medford when it was just one school. Here's a cross. Cascade smartly clears. Say threat averted. You can't score if I kick the ball to the other end of the field. Or the other end of the pitch. Sorry, I got to get the soccer acronym back. So we're not 0-0. We're 0-0, baby. 0-0. Brennan tries to play it into the box. Cascade there, though, as they continue to do a nice job building walls down there, and keeper will jump on that ball promptly. So through almost about 18 minutes of play here in the first half, still no score. I don't even know if good soccer acronym's saying no score. I think it's just 0-0, and you got to kind of do it with that look on your face, like 0-0. 0-0, I'll have another pint. Not, I'm just saying that's what they do in Europe, not that I do that. St. Mary's tracks back, and they'll try to clear. They do. Now their turn to try to build something going forward. Ball's gonna be out off of. Well, Joe Brett just showed up behind me. What's that? We're going to go close lens cap here for a second, guys. So you're going to get some live action, old school radio style from the boom, which, believe it or not, I don't think I ever played in a game that had a live webcast feed. So that ball's going to be swung out wide. That's to Riley Cruel. Cruel into the box. Cascade tries to clear, but the keeper, Cascade, comes out, able to make the stop. Threat averted. Cruel made a nice ball into the box. No. Cascade able to clear again. Defensively very organized up to this point. You can hear them out there communicating to one another out on the pitch, and that ball is going to be dropped back there to Olsen. Olsen's going to play it to Cruel. Cruel dribbles to her right, now back to her left. And try to play it in for Riker, but Cascade able to clear again. Defensively doing a great job here against this high-powered offensive attack from the Lady Crusaders. Well, and for good reason. Cascade's 6-1-1, ranked number 5 in the state. So 2 of the top 7 teams in the OSAA 1A, 2A, 3A power ranking. So we might be seeing this game again come the end of the season, like the last one. Wouldn't that be something? Should have brought my binoculars, Kay. It's a lot easier to see them from the box than from the second row. Cascade there clears again. Now looking to get something going with numbers running out here. St. Mary's defender will track that down. That's Meg Wright. Meg looks for a teammate. Cruel. Brennan chasing it, giving a good chase. Got it there in the corner. She'll look to kind of angle it in there to the box. Cascade Christian promptly there to play it out. It's played directly back in. Cascade there again. Riley Cruel. She'll play it to Olsen. Cascade Christian there, defense there again, able to clear. Are we back on live, Kay? All right. St. Mary's 4-3 on the year. But yes, ranked 7. But played a very difficult schedule. I think that was North Valley. They played some teams that were, in a higher classification, I guess would be the way to put that. Free kick here for Cascade. One hop. Keeper for St. Mary's comes out. Good idea there, though, by, was that 28? It was Brighton Plankenhorn, the senior for Cascade. She heads the ball forward there. St. Mary's now will send a charge into one. Riley Cruel, dribbling. Now we'll try to drop it off to Brennan. Shot on goal and a good save there by the keeper. Do we know who the keeper is, guys? Jocelyn Murray. Okay. Thank you. It's tough to see the jersey number from 200 yards away at ground level when they only have it on their back usually. There's a cross. Gets through Murray's hands, but then she's able to regroup, and regain possession, and she will clear now from her keeper spot. Beautiful day here in Medford, Oregon. About 62 degrees. Feels like 82 right now. Feels like it's 82 because my glasses are getting foggy. Throw in here for the Lady Crusaders. Cruel. Back to herself. Jocelyn Murray there. Thanks to the key assist from the gentleman and lady sitting to my left. Brennan with that trademark left foot of hers. Always trying to get back to that left. And she's so good at playing those balls into the box, whether it be via the corner or on the move. does a great job of getting separation, and when she gets that separation, she has such a big boot, and she can place the ball so beautifully. Her and Rothfuss up front, her and Riker just do a great job working off one of another. Olsen behind them, and there's Olsen to... Is that, yeah, Sophia Dobry, and Sophia had an excellent match her last time out against Roe River, or at least the last one that I got to call. I think she had 2 assists and a goal. Riker will send it out wide now. Brennan tracks it down, trying to get back to that left now. She finds help. Cascade, though, will take control, looking to get some numbers out in front. And there is Sophia cutting that ball off and trying to keep it in Cascade territory. And there she is again. Sophia just a junior. Riker just a sophomore. Brennan just a sophomore, so... I just dropped my contest roster. Dang it. Thanks, Kay. St. Mary's Meg Wright will try to clear. I believe that's to Lippert, and then Lippert to Cruel. Cruel with a nice ball into the corner. Brennan applying pressure, trying to get back to that left. Here she goes. Great job there by... That's just a great job of being coached right there by that defender, knowing that, I mean, these girls have probably played against each other their whole lives, knowing that Brennan's wants to get back to that left foot. So just a great job of scouting, great job of knowing personnel. And I guess most other teams that I've watched this year, she gets back to that left. She sends that across either the front post or the near post and have something. And Cascade had a little chance at a run out there. They still have numbers if they're just one pass away here, maybe some kind of through, but that's the one thing about St. Mary's. You might have just a tiny window of an opportunity to get something on the board against them, but you got to be so decisive and so on point with your decision making, and you have to be able to process quickly because they just keep coming at you with waves. Brennan won't get to that one. But going back to what I was saying about, you know, these girls know each other. They probably grew up in the same area, or most of them did at least. I'll try to get the number on that defensive play. Was it 12? Yeah, McKenna Coggins. The junior? No. Freshman. How about that? In her first opportunity in this big rivalry match. Granted, she's probably played against these girls growing up, probably played with them or against them. And she's back there marking a girl that's pretty darn good and skilled offensively and doesn't let her get back to that left foot, is there to take that away. And I think a lot of credit also has to go to Mick Power, the head coach. Having your girls prepared, having your players, whether it's girls, boys, professionals, T-ballers, have your kids prepared as a coach. If you're out there coaching them, you might as well have them prepared. So, and what a great job that Nate Maven, Danny Miles, those guys at Cascade have done, and what a great job Jamie Young at St. Mary's has done, especially with the football program. He basically had to rebuild from the ground, and then to not only do that, but to take over the athletic department and continue to put quality products on. Doesn't matter what sport, girls or boys, and all doing that with the umbrella of academics comes first. It's pretty awesome to see happen. And I have a 2-year-old son and a 3-year-old son, And I was a kid that went to South Medford, but it makes me, when I see these two programs and how they're run and how they're coached, it kind of makes me think, well, shoot, why wouldn't I want to send my kids to one of those schools? So you never know. Pretty impressive, though. I'm thinking Coach Maben might not be there for long. I'm thinking he might be a highly sought-after AD and baseball coach. Maybe at his alma mater someday. I don't know if he would ever do it, but Coach Maben played quarterback in baseball and basketball at North Medford for the Black Tornado. There's a good ball into the box. St. Mary's is there, though. Sophia with a nice left foot there. Riley Cruel. This is out wide to Kirkpatrick. And she's hustling to chase it down after that first touch was a little bit too much, and that's going to bring up a goal kick here for the Lady Challengers. Had the opportunity to call the Cascade Christian St. Mary's volleyball match. I think that was last week too, wasn't it, Caleb? And it's just a great environment. Obviously, Cascade kind of the more, there's a shot on goal, but Jocelyn Murray there again. And Murray's done a good job in goal as the keeper, but it's those defenders in front. They're not letting the girls from St. Mary's get separation. They're building walls, and they're not getting a lot of clean looks right now. You know, at least when they played Rogue River, Lady Crusaders easily could have scored 25 goals. Easily. I mean, they had 18 attempts at the net that they probably, if you asked them, would have said, I should have finished that. So for Cascade to do what they're doing after the last time I saw St. Mary's, I'm saying either Cascade's really good or I'm just going to say Cascade's really good. I don't want to. It's not my job to have an opinion here on TableRockSports.net. It's my job to call the action. Here's a free kick for the Lady Challengers. Sophia controls, spins, finds Cruel. Back now to Sophia with a nice through ball, but that defense behind collapses again. Does a nice job of preventing St. Mary's getting any looks at the goal. Now Cascade trying to put something together here. And there's a through ball opportunity here for the Lady Challengers. Some mom didn't like that no call. That's the beauty of sitting here in the common area with the parents. Oh, there's a nice touch from Sophia. Riker chasing after it. Cascade tries to clear, but to an opposing player. Cascade's going to be there. Is it going to go out? No, they're able to save it, so it's going to be a throw-in for the Lady Challengers. That was a great touch there by Sophia Dobry, and looked to get the cross, but the defense collapsed again. They made it difficult, and here is that clear just a couple of seconds later. Great job by that defense collapsing again. Is that Coggins again? We'll get a really good chance to see them in the second half when they switch ends. So the people who got a lot of love in the first half on this end will... Cascade trying to get something here. That's Mia Castillo. Cruel now has it. Cruel finds Olsen. Olsen looking for Sophia. Sophia with the nice left foot, but Cascade right there. Trying to clear. Sometimes that half clear that kind of is like one of those spinners can end up being the best one. Wasn't there, but Lady Crusaders will have a throw-in. St. Mary's looks to clear. Sophia, who sometimes has another gear. With the defense dropping, don't be surprised if you just keep seeing her attack. Good save there by Jocelyn Murray. Looks like Riker might have got her left foot on that. So how important is it to make Riker use her left foot when she's around the net, and for them to make Brennan use her right? It's a little thing, but it takes those ladies out of the comfort zone. It's just like a right-handed basketball player making them use their left when he's right-hand dominant. And I'm not saying that these girls can't, don't have a strong other leg. They're just more comfortable with one or the other. And so far, Cascade has done a great job of taking their abilities away, their strong attributes away, and say, hey, if you're going to beat us, you're not going to beat us with your strengths. Somebody else is going to have to do it. And not to get too philosophical, but that's why Bill Belichick is so great. That's why the New England Patriots are so great. You have a really good receiver, we're going to double him, and we're going to make the guy who's been playing for a year beat us. If you want to beat the Lady Crusaders, in a couple weeks I'll have enough of an understanding of what Cascade's trying to do to say, hey, this is what you got to do if you want to give yourself a chance. I've seen St. Mary's playing a whole lot this year, so when they roll, Rothfuss, Brennan, Sophia, they roll. Olsen controlling the middle of the field, and with good, stingy defense, good communication on the back line. And Olsen always kind of dropping back as that fifth, for those crosses. Is that a water break, Caleb? Or is that the half? That might be the half. It's 38 minutes. So we started at 3:58, so that's halftime. 0-0. How about that? Cascade came to play. St. Mary's has had some opportunities, but, they got to have some other ladies step up that aren't their usual suspects. We're going to take a break.
What is education? Is it desks in a line? Is it reading from a textbook? Or should it be something more?
St. Mary's is a really special place, and it's hard to understand that unless you visit, unless you spend time here.
And the kids here are just wonderful.
It makes teaching easy because they want to learn and they're very respectful.
They care about each other. They know how to collaborate and work together. They know how to figure out complex problems.
They respond to enthusiasm and they develop their own enthusiasm, which is something that I feed off as a teacher.
We care for them as a whole, as an individual. It's not just about my subject. We care about all parts of that student.
One of the benefits of our project-based learning program in the middle school is that students are able to take what they're learning and make something really creative and inventive and exciting, and they're also very invested in it because it's real to them.
The students really get involved and get to learn problem solving through a hands-on approach. Through our mod system, they can take an engineering class and see if it's for them, but then maybe realize that they want to do something a little more creative and then take some art classes and find out that architecture might be their thing.
This is education for the 21st century. Our programming is designed to teach people to think outside the box.
This year we have students from 11 different countries, plus all of our American students. So we're an international campus. Students learn from each other. Local students learn from students who come to go to school here. In the classrooms, they really add to what is happening, and that benefits the local students.
A great education is more than just what happens inside the classroom. It's what happens when students learn about competition, about teamwork, about how to win and how to lose. It's about learning how to become who they need to become. I think what's most important about this is that you know that kid sitting in front of you, you see them as an individual, and you understand that you can have an impact on their life and inspire them to find out something about themselves that they didn't know existed, and that they can leave the school and they can go off and do some great things with their lives, whatever that may be. I feel like we're doing something pretty special and spectacular at this place. It's so inspiring, not only for myself, these students, but for everybody who works here, for everybody who comes here. To be part of St. Mary's is something that is truly extraordinary.
Hello, welcome back here at U.S. Cellular Park, Field 13, the home of the Cascade Christian Lady Challengers, well, men and lady challengers. 0-0 the score there on your John L. Scott scoreboard, as both teams have played very well. I would say possessionally, St. Mary's has had more possession, but that doesn't mean they've had more opportunity at putting the ball in the back of the net. Cascade's been very organized defensively, done a great job of communicating with one another, closing down lanes, and making the girls, on the St. Mary's team, that are very talented, trying to make them do things that maybe aren't their attributes, make them play to their weaknesses. So Coach Mick Power has done a great job relaying the message to his girls, and I'm sure these girls know each other very well. I'm sure they grew up around here playing this great sport with one another, and they know that Brendan wants to get back to her left foot. They know that they probably have to have two girls once Riker gets into the box. I got a front post, I got a near post, far post, and so they've done a great job not only being able to communicate and have a plan going out there, but then the girls have had to go out there and execute that. So a lot of credit to those ladies, and we're going to get a great shot here in the second half, which could be the difference in this game, of that good Cascade Christian defense going against that high-powered offense of the Lady Crusaders of St. Mary's. So no score here, 0-0. Still at halftime, got about 5 or 6 minutes left. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to have some second half soccer for you. Don't go anywhere. Coming back.
Circle K is your on-the-go tailgate headquarters. Whether it's a home game or a road game, when you need a big play, call on My Circle K. From their always fresh premium brewed coffee, Ice cold fountain drinks and sodas, fresh made for travel deli items. When it comes to special teams, nothing is more special than My Circle K's Kickback Reward Program. Rewards every purchase, every time. Find them, follow them, throw a tailgate party with them. MyCircleK.com.
It takes meticulous planning, continuous monitoring, and forward thinking to deliver the perfect 3-egg omelet.
Welcome back here as the number 7 ranked in the state visiting team, the Lady Challengers of St. Mary's, are all tied up with the number 5 ranked team in the power rankings in the state of Oregon. The home team, the Cascade Christian Lady Challengers. Been a great match so far, back and forth. No scoring though, which if you're a defensive guy, you love. If you're a keeper's dad or a keeper's mom, you love it. If you're the forwards, mom or dad, you're probably going, come on, let's go, you know. It's all in the eye of the beholder. I did want to bring up today Coach or Athletic Director Maven and the great staff over there at Cascade got a deal inked, right, with Table Rock Sports. So, did I leave that one alone for now? Okay. Yeah. So, maybe not. I'll hold off on that. I don't know for sure. But I know that we at Table Rock would love to have Cascade Christian be a part of our family. So if it hasn't gotten done yet, Coach Maven, Coach Miles, we would certainly love for you to be on board. And you guys have done a great job there. Our hats are off to you and all that you guys have done. Regardless of what you do, you guys have done a great job. St. Mary's will now be working from left to right. Remember, they're in the white jerseys. Cascade Christian in the home black jerseys with the gold letters and the white trim. So it ought to be a real interesting second half here of high school soccer by two powerhouses here in the state of Oregon. I don't care what classification, they're going to be pretty darn good. They know how to play this game the right way, and that was evident there in the first half. It was a clean ball game. There wasn't a lot of whistles being blown. It wasn't extremely physical. They had respect for the game, had respect for one another, and they're out there playing their hardest to try to help each other to be successful. So we should see more of that here in the second half. Cascade will get things started here on the kickoff, the opening kickoff of the second half. St. Mary steps in front of that. Rothfuss trying to chase it down. Here goes Riker, able to control it there. Tries to play a through ball. Rothfuss tries to control again. Come out wide, and St. Mary's will have a throw-in. And now they changed their mind. So, for Cascade, you got to like that. Definitely look like I'm not in the job. It's not my job to question officials either. I get in trouble for that. I think I got a Cascade parent in front of me who was even disagreeing with the official's call that ended up that actually was a benefit to Cascade, and he's like, nope, that definitely was off of St. Mary's. Or definitely off of Cascade. Brennan controls to Riley Cruel. Cruel now to Olsen. Olsen will try to swing it out wide to Sophia. Coggins was there to close the gap. That ball will roll out. Throw in here for the Lady Challengers was going to go off of a... And this time, they say it goes off of a Lady Challengers player. Riker Rothfuss trying to chase it down. Good clear again by Cascade. Lady Challengers have done a nice job getting to the ball and then doing something with it. there on that back line of their defense, making quick decisions, not second-guessing themselves. And the result thus far is no goals for the Lady Crusaders in 40-plus minutes of this match. Fighting on the near side down towards that St. Mary's goal. Is that 17? 18? Sorry. Katie Erno, sophomore forward, or got a set piece here with a corner. Katie Erno to play it in for the Lady Challengers. That's a beautiful ball. Looks like Cascade had a couple opportunities there. Now St. Mary's trying to clear. Cascade will regain possession. Erno puts a good charge into one from deep. Good save there by this Lady Crusaders keeper. And a nice set piece there from the Lady Challengers that almost felt like somebody was going to come in late and head that thing in the back of the net. So when it doesn't touch anybody for so long, it's almost like you're just kind of sitting there holding your breath like, ah! And then you get a bicycle kick or something crazy. St. Mary's takes control now. Rothfuss out wide to Sophia. Rothfuss trailing. Good job there by the Lady Challengers D. That's going to go off the Lady Challengers. And oh, it's not. They're going to call it off the Lady Crusaders. So a goal kick here for Cascade Christian. Lauren Anderchuk to cue it in. Olsen has it. She'll drop it to Krul. Krul to Riker. Riker back to Olsen. Good job there by the Cascade Christian defense to keep her talking to her the whole way. And you could tell she never got outside of herself. Really composed and kind of a dangerous spot on the pitch there. And didn't try to do too much and was coachable. And the keeper did a great job of giving her that confidence to do that with the trust that they've been able to display so far in this match and throughout this season. And it's really coming to fruition here in this match against a talented offense in St. Mary's, just like that again. That time it was Braylon Day, senior defender, so she's probably no stranger to this matchup and would love to beat the Crusaders her senior year. Olsen. Ooh, and there's a nice ball. Sophia Dobry on a beautiful cross. Brennan coming. Oh! Jocelyn Murray just had the toughest little squib kick thing off the outside of the foot that was not meant to be kicked there by the Cascade defender. But that's what St. Mary's does. They just kind of wear on you. They just keep getting forward. And they put so much pressure on you that at some point it's like you got to be so good to just keep fighting them off. At some point you have that many opportunities, something good's going to happen. But so far Cascade's done a great job not allowing that happen. Cruel, good job there by Day. Olsen now has it. As she tried to go through a defender, Olsen now goes around one. And a good job there. Is that Coggins? McKenna Coggins, the freshman defender. Looks like we have just a throw in here for the Lady Crusaders. Beautiful header there from Sophia. Cascade clears. St. Mary's will try to get reorganized here. Push something from the back. They'll drop it back to Olsen. Olsen surveys, tries to play it out wide for Brennan. Good job recognizing that coming by Zoe Fisher. Zoe the junior. Ooh, and that was kind of a touchy call there, as Riker didn't look like she had a great touch to control it in the first place. I don't know if that push seemed to me like it was a little bit after the touch from Riker's foot. Olsen looks like she's going to play this in for St. Mary's here. It's important. Cascade's got to be organized here. They got to know who they're marking. And the keeper's got to get this front wall lined up correctly. It's interesting that they wouldn't have Brennan putting this one into play with that left foot, because she was able to do that against Rogue River a couple times, Caleb, where she just like bended one in. That one's going across. Cruel was almost there for the header, and Cascade's able to clear. Here's deep, and it's going to just curve off to the left there, just a little wide. It looked like Cruel had the best chance at that. And then when it seems like she doesn't get it at first, then those helpless few seconds that you get there where you can't quite see it, because all you see is big Riley Cruel, tall Riley Cruel jumping up into the air. And able to dodge a bullet there is Cascade. Man, that looked like one on Riker, and it is. If they were going to call that one against the girl who had the foul against Riker a couple minutes ago, then they definitely need to call that one. So good call there by the official. Riker a little bit off on that first touch, but she'll be able to regain possession. Dribbles by one, dribbles by two. There's a shot and a great save by Jocelyn Murray to keep this game all tied up here at 0-0 here in the second half. About 10 minutes into the second half. Have a corner here. There is Brennan. That might just go in, and it does. That's what I'm talking about. Her with the left foot right there. Brennan Gagnes. And the Crusaders take a 1-0 lead. You say, why do you make such a big deal about her with her left foot? Why do you make such a big deal with her left foot? Because that, right there, she started that thing about 10 yards, almost to the top of the box. And the old bend 'em like Beckham thing back in the day, like with her left foot, that's her natural, that's her strong side. And the Jocelyn Murray, who's been great as the keeper today for Cascade, great job defensively. There's nothing you can do about that. If you look at Murray, she's looking right up into the sun. And you have to be like Manute Bol to go up and get that one. It's just almost impossible to stop that if a lady kicks it perfectly like that. And that's why I made such a big deal about Olsen kicking the last free kick down here just outside the box. Like, man, if I had let that girl get a free swing with her left foot on the ball anywhere on the pitch, she's going to be my girl. So Cascade here now looking to get something going offensively, get this match tied up. And it looks like the Lady Crusaders either whistled for an infraction. St. Mary's going to throw it in, so they're at least going in the right direction. If you're a Cascade parent or coach right now, you want to see their backs and the ball down there on the other end, down in that shade. Lady Crusaders will have a throw-in. But it just seemed like every couple of minutes here in the second half, St. Mary's would have an opportunity, and then next time it wouldn't be 2 minutes, it'd be 90 seconds. They'd have an opportunity. And you knock on the door that many times, and at some point it's going to open. And it wasn't from a lack of good work by Cascade Christian. It was just an excellent job. And ball's out in front. St. Mary's able to clear. This is where they can get dangerous here in the open field. Sophia with a beautiful ball there. Sophia trying to get it back to her right. Brennan's out here. She's got a lot of space. She's going to try to get that control to her left. Good job by Cascade to react to that cross. And then they didn't let her get too much separation to that left foot. Where when we saw other teams that didn't really know her, man, it looked like she was like Pele or something. That's got to be an advantage as a soccer player to be strong foot, left foot, and nobody knows it going into the match. Rothfuss will drop it back. Riley Cruel will look for possession again. Good job by that lady challenger D. Cruel dancing. Now Riker Rothfuss trying to get some separation, maybe going to that right foot. She'll bring it back now to her left, and there's a Cascade D. They can get something going here if they get that first pass. Get that first one. Oh, take one for the team. Gotta love it. Send it out wide, and got something cooking here for the Lady Challengers. Still alive down there in the corner. I haven't seen any. And it looks like it's going to be a goal kick for the Lady Crusaders. It looked like it was destined for another corner. And first thing that jumped into my head was the last set piece that Cascade had. They had a heck of an opportunity to take a 1-0 lead. So that's going to make it through. Brennan's there. Touch to control. There's a great ball to Riker. Great hustle there by that Cascade D. That's Zoe Fisher. And that's Fisher again. Stillwell unable to get anything going. Cascade clears. So yeah, just for a little bit of an indication of how difficult it is. I mean, I didn't play soccer growing up. I watched it a little bit, but I'm talking like normal high school girls, if they go stick the ball down there in the corner, how many could they make with everybody standing there? Like 1 out of 100? And she just did it. Cascade with numbers trying to push, and a little bit of an overpass there. And they call that now Cascade gets, that must have been a deflection. They said it was a Cascade throw-in. Cascade here with an opportunity. St. Mary's is there though. And now they'll try to turn their defense into some offense. Sophia Rothfuss with a beautiful ball out wide for Olsen as they switch Dobry and Olsen now. And a kind of a give and go that's a little bit too far for Olsen out in front of her. Cascade does a nice job and getting it out, getting their defense to reset. Stillwell. Ooh, a nice touch there. Puts dribbling. Kind of goes around St. Mary's defender. Will go off another one, and the Lady Crusaders will have a throw-in. You can tell that offensively the sense of urgency after obviously the Lady Crusaders took the lead. Cascade at least is, you know, getting things going forward now and being a threat, where it seemed like before it was like, let's just play to clear this thing. 0-0, let's keep it 0-0 and see what can happen. Now down 1-0. It doesn't matter if you lose by, well, I guess the goal differential does, but you want to tie or win the match, especially against your crosstown rival. Rothfuss with a nice touch outside of Sophia. Or that was Stillwell, sorry. And a turnover here for Cascade, trying to get something going forward now. And that's a great ball out wide, right in stride. Controls on the first touch. There's a left-footed shot and just a little wide. And that was Katie Erno, and I believe she's the senior or sophomore captain. I thought she had the captain's badge on. Maybe I'm mistaken. That looked like it went out off of a Cascade player, so Lady Crusaders will have a throw-in. Now, Lady Challengers have a throw-in. It seems like every women's soccer match in high school lately, there's like a certain time in the match where it goes like back and forth throw-ins for like 15 minutes. It's tough in the throw-in game, and ladies get after it, man. They want to win every possession. They're feisty, they're competitors, and there was literally one day where it was like 12 minutes. I think it was on that field over there. It was like back and forth. It was North Valley St. Mary's game, I think. We just threw it in for 20 minutes. North Valley was trying to kick it on the road, so St. Mary's didn't have another ball to trying to kick it down at Bear Creek. Have girls hopping the fence, not looking both ways for cars. Like, what are they doing? People out there in Merlin are hardcore, KK. Got nothing but love for you guys out there in Merlin. I'm just playing. Free kick here for the Lady Crusaders. Kind of a nice little chip spinner into the box, but nobody home for Cascade. The Shadows have got to kind of play a little bit of a role there on the front of the field where Cascade's going. Nice little move there by Brennan. And that's going to be too far out in front for Riker. Ooh, a nice little touch there to get away from the defender. She'll go to Stillwell in the middle. Stillwell will send it back outside to Sophia, and that's going to go out. Looked like they weren't on the same page there. Maybe Sophia wanted her to zig instead of zag. Cascade with a throw-in, looking to get something built from the back now. Great hustle there by the midfielder for the Lady Challengers. Trying to send it up to her now. She got it all started there with that activity to kind of control, possess, and make a nice pass. St. Mary's will drop it back and kick it out. So that's where the Lady Challengers will have a throw-in. In football, we call that a 50-yard gain from where she touched and controlled and where she dribbled to. It's an exciting play. But since you don't get like possession yards in soccer, just possession time. We're going to drop it back, try to build from the back. There's a ball that kind of spins up into no man's land. Cascade's trying to control. Oh, good play there from the Lady Crusaders on defense to close that gap, being aware of what's going around when that ball's spinning up there in the middle of the field just outside the box. You got to converge on it inside out and understand where you're still marking people at. Close down those lanes. Throw in here for the Lady Challengers, who haven't showed it yet on the scoreboard in a goal, but they've gotten a lot more active, I would say, since St. Mary's scored that first one, offensively at least. You know, in the first half, it seemed like the game was all played on the far end of the field, which was St. Mary's offensively, and then for the first 10 minutes, it was all played on this end of the field where we're sitting, where you guys are tuning in at. So St. Mary's, like I said, was continuing to put the pressure on. After Brennan got that goal for the Lady Crusaders, now Cascade has been able to mount 5 or 6 attacks where they legitimately had opportunities to put the ball in the back of the net, and the Lady Crusaders are going to be called for the infraction. So a free kick here for the Lady Challengers. There's a beautiful ball. The keeper almost looked like she wasn't ready. She was kind of like nonchalantly walking back to the goal. Good job by Cascade to be able to be ready, and a good job by the keeper. Maybe she was playing possum a little bit. Who knows? There's a great ball again. Cascade looks to regain control down there. It's going to go out off of a Lady Crusader. Throw in here for the Lady Challengers, which is where you need like your javelin thrower to throw it in there like Brennan did on the corner. And then have like a 6'8" girl that can head it in. Throw in here for the Lady Crusaders. Now Riker out on top. Olsen. Rothfuss coming. Good job there from Cascade, able to clear it. And you got to be so good at that first, contact against these girls, because one ball that just kind of goes off the side of your foot or rolls the wrong way, and it turns into a goal. I mean, it really does. Riley Cruel will send it out wide. Dobry again with that little spin move. That 180, there's a beautiful cross. Good job there by the Cascade defense. Able to clear. Olsen now has it. Stillwell. Good job by the Cascade D. And she will clear. So a throw in here for the Lady Lady Challengers. 5:38:48. So we're coming up on about 25 minutes played here in the second half. So about 15 minutes plus stoppage time left. And there is a whistle, and Cascade will be whistled for the infraction. Free kick now for the Lady Crusaders. Stillwell looks to control. Cascade's able to play it forward a little bit. There's a great little left foot cross. Good job there by the defense. Lady Crusaders. Crusaders take it right back. Then a little bit of a overtouch from Sophia. Challengers will control on that far side. Trying to put a couple passes together to get down there. And if you're St. Mary's, and Rothfuss will be blown for the foul. Not a card situation, though. Braylon Day to play it in for the Lady Challengers. Kind of touches off a Crusader defender into Challenger's foot. Now Cruel comes out of there with it. Cruel now to her left. There's a good-looking ball. Riker was onside, but a little bit too much on the pass, on the through ball there. Jocelyn Murray puts a boot into it on that far side, and the Lady Crusaders are called for the foul. Yeah, and it would be a free kick there. It's kind of a low little squibber In baseball, one that has eyes, sometimes it can kind of maneuver its way through. Here's a run for Cascade. And a cross. Good job there by the Lady Crusader defense. We're going to play back into the box as Cascade. One touch. Still got possession. Trying to send it back. Good job by the Lady Crusaders again. Now looking to clear. Brennan clears. There's a sprint for the ball. Braylon Day played it forward. Here comes Brennan to that left foot. Rothfuss out in front of the defense. Trying to control. They're trying to close the gap. Shot on and a little bit wide for Riker Rothfuss. Good job hustling back by that Lady Challenger D. Closing that gap. You could feel the pressure coming. Riker could feel it coming. Not able to get the strike on the ball that she wanted. And if you're Cascade, you're still only down one. So it only takes one of these opportunities that you've had to get in the back of the net to tie this match up. Looking for that equalizer. If you're a Cascade Christian fan, parent, alumni, grandparent. And if you are, thank you for tuning in today. And if you're at home, thank you for tuning in here on TableRockSports.net. I'm Boomer Marshall alongside the one and only Caleb Franklin. He's on the video, hauling the equipment around. Anything basically that I don't want to do? No. Ken KK. Don't know where we'd be without this guy. Rothfuss misses on the touch there. And the Lady Crusaders are we got some moms down here who want some eligibility left. They want to get out there. They want to play. I love it. Good job by the defense there. Rothfuss controls. She looks to maybe drop it back. Cascade gets a boot on it. Kind of pinballs around. Here comes Riker streaking down the field. And good job by Cascade there cutting her off. Ball kind of pops up. Pinballs around. Cascade clears again. Brennan with that left foot. Murray hustles over. Jocelyn Murray has another save here for the Lady Challengers. That free kick is going to take one hop out. So the Lady Crusaders will have a throw-in. Let's see. Here with about 10 minutes left to play in the second half. Remember, the only goal in this match so far is when Brennan just straight up made it in the back of the net on a corner kick. She's the one who cued it in, and that little hook spin, that lefty hook spin on it, and just over the defense, over the keeper, and right into the back of the net. Cruel chases after it, giving great effort here on both sides by these ladies in this match today. And there's a good little control and ball down there to Brennan, and nice little spin move there using her body. And an adequate right foot, but I think that picture just showed right there why you got to force her that way and then let your defense be able to react to that. It's a good job there by, once again, head coach Mick Power, and then his ladies buying into that. Because I think she's only had about one free swing today with that left foot, and that was on that corner. So you give her 5 or 6 of those out in the open field, look out. Here's a through ball attempt down into the corner, which it's always good to waste about 10 seconds. Great little takeaway there by Sophia. Looks like we have maybe a substitution. Brennan's coming off. Is that Kirkpatrick coming on? I think it is. And folks, give me about a couple matches, and I'll get this way with the Lady Challengers as well. I've never watched St. Mary's play before this year. I think I've had them for 4 games. So look forward to getting to know the Lady Challengers as well and Man, they showed well here today. I think, this could be maybe a preview of... This is a beautiful shot on goal and over the top. Is that Sophia Dobrai from deep? I'm talking like 35, 40 yards deep. Over the outstretched hands of the keeper into the back of the net. And the Lady Crusaders take a 2-0 advantage here with about 9 minutes left to play in the second half. Just to even have the wherewithal to say, hey, I'm going to play this shot from here. And then to be able to get it high enough and have enough spin on it to carry the keeper and then go in. Ball, pinballs, pinballs, pinballs. There's 3 St. Mary's players around her. Kirkpatrick. I think I got the replay on that one. I'm going to take a look at the replay here real quick. Here it is. Ball comes up to Sophia from deep up and over the keeper for goal number 2 here for the Lady Crusaders here in this match against their crosstown rival in Cascade Christian. Beautiful job there by Sophia. Great individual effort. And it looked like Cascade is just almost time for that equalizer. Now they got 2 they got to get to that place. Got to get the first one first, though. So important. Get the lid off the pickle jar, or whatever you want to call it. That's like a basketball term, I think. I don't know what that call is. He blew his whistle, put his hand up in the air, and then told about 6 different ladies on the field, "You're buying me dinner. You're buying me dinner. No, you're buying me dinner." At least that's what it looked like. Or they were like trying to do like a dance or something. Cascade Christian just looking for that one opportunity here. Cut that deficit in half and make them just 1 goal away from that equalizer. Just one of those runs that they've had so many of here in the second half so far, the second half. There's a good ball. Cascade was on. And I think that's going to be whistled against the Lady Challengers, so a free kick here for the Lady Crusaders. Stillwell hustles back. Tries to play it out wide for Kirkpatrick. The Cascade Christian defense is there, though. There's a good ball down the far side. Cascade, or St. Mary's, sorry, cuts it off. Play it out. Cascade will now have a throw-in, but first we're going to have some more substitutions. Clear attempt went off a Cascade player, so the Lady Crusaders will have a throw-in. Here with about roughly 3 minutes left to play. Maybe say 3 to 6. They drop it back. Ball's kind of chipped up into the area of the keeper for the Lady Crusaders. And that ball is... Great save again by the Lady Crusaders, and now with that one, with the opportunity Cascade had, it's kind of feel like maybe the time's a wasting away here. Where it's not, I don't think Cascade necessarily lost the match. I just think there was 2 great individual efforts by 2 girls on 2 plays in this match. And I'm not saying Cascade's out of it yet, there's still time. But if you think about the 2 goals that they had, they're of the rarest kind. There's a great ball from Dobry to Riker Rothfuss out in front. The second touch was out in front. Kirkpatrick is there, and she's going to put it in the back of the net. And the Lady Crusaders now take a 3-0 lead. So this score is not going to be indicative at all of what this match was really like. These Lady Challengers have played their hearts out today, especially in this defensive side. And unfortunately for them, it's going to look like they lost 3-0 when really this was, a tight match, to say the least. And if Cascade would have converted on 3 individual outstanding plays like St. Mary's did, I mean, this could be 3-0 Cascade. I mean, literally, that's how close this match is. And I think that was the first thing that I said when I got here, Kay, is, man, Brennan and Riker and Sophia, they just almost have like another gear offensively, that you don't really see that much. You don't. Toni Coleman, my stepdaughter, she's got a gear like they kind of play this similarly, where they try to get space and they are explosive with the ball. But I mean, think of their 3 goals they have today. I mean, just really outstanding individual plays, where Cascade had them stymied so many times as a team. And 1 corner kick, Brennan puts it in the back of the net. Dobry kind of picks off a pass about 30, 35 yards out and just kicks it over the keeper's head. I mean, that's not building anything from the back row. That's 9 times out of 10 not going to go in. But they just have kind of that it thing about them. Play with lots of confidence and lots of creativity. But I would love to watch this match again. Like, say, the state semifinal or state championship. That'd be fun. We could play it right here. We don't have to go all the way up to Portland for it. Kirkpatrick, Cascade Christian defense there again. Rothfuss, surveying. Good job there by Jocelyn coming out and putting that one away. St. Mary's, I heard a Cascade Christian parent saying, push up defensively. Well, there's St. Mary's girl pushing up defensively in a 3-0 game. Stepping in front of that pass. There's a beautiful ball. Riker Rothfuss out in front. Good job by the defense there to cut her off. Otherwise, 4-0 even looks different than 3-0. So, I keep hearing a whistle. I think it's from the field across the street, Kay. Kirkpatrick. We'll drop it back. Olsen. Cascade still competing, trying to fight their way back in. There can't be a whole bunch of time left, maybe a minute. And it looks like that's, nope. Keeper kind of had that, or the official kind of had that look about him, like he was about to blow the whistle and then he didn't. And then it looks like he's about to blow it and he doesn't. And there it is. The Lady Crusaders are victorious here 3-0. But for about 55, 60 minutes, Cascade was right with them. Defensively, they played outstanding. Offensively, they had opportunities. And really, I kind of talked about it there in the last 20 minutes. The difference in this match to me is the individuals and Brennan, Riker there late. I know Kirkpatrick got the goal, but just running like she did the whole match put so much pressure on the defense. That third goal came that way. And the second goal was Sophia on a ball that, it wasn't anything that St. Mary's had built. And they had good team plays throughout the match. But the difference in the end were the individual outstanding plays by the Lady Crusaders. And I think that's really all you can say. And it's not to discredit Cascade in any way, because when it came to them communicating as a team, playing together defensively, being in the right place, trying to stop girls, they're being aware to the fact of this is what Riker does well, this is what Brennan does well, and then having a game plan behind it and then going out and executing it. They did a great job with that. But this St. Mary's group is legit. And they have 4 offensive weapons that can really play. And for 55 minutes tonight, 60 minutes, Cascade held them in check. They didn't really have too many opportunities on goal, and it took those brilliant individual plays from the Lady Crusaders to just even break through and get their first goal of the match. Hats off to those girls from St. Mary's, but hats off also to these girls from Cascade Christian. Both teams played very well today. The Lady Challengers may get to see these guys again down the road. We will see. And for everybody at home that was viewing on TableRockSports.net, thank you for joining us today. For Caleb Franklin, I am Boomer Marshall saying good night and God bless.